let's interact with the management of an IPO that's going to be hitting D Street on July 7. We're talking about TFS, it's a travel QSR and lounge sector operator in airports in India. Let's interact with the management, Varun Kapoor, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, as well as Vikas Vinod Kapoor, the Chief Financial Officer of Travel Food Services. Varun and Vikas, thank you so much for joining us. Varun, let's come to you first. What are the key details about your company and strategic guidance going ahead? Help our viewers with some details about how you are going to be using the proceeds from the IPO.
In terms of the business, so very simply put, we operate in the aviation segment in two areas. We run travel QSR and lounges at airports. These travel QSR would be restaurants, F&B outlets across airports, whether cafes, QSR units, bars. This would be, in terms of casual dine, multiple units, as well as we operate in lounges, as you see very much across airports in India. We're part of the aviation segment, which I think in the case of our country has been growing significantly over the last decade or so, and equally, with the type of initiatives happening from the government, from airport operators, including growth by airlines as well across their network. We see a lot of opportunity in that segment continuing forward as well over the next years ahead of us as well.
Right, Varun, also what kind of disruptions can we expect in the lounge services, as a lot of freebies from banks are now coming down. Any pressure on yields that we can expect going ahead?
Sure, that's so in terms of lounges, what we operate, we work in these lounges with multiple partners, whether it is airlines, whether banking and credit card partners, other access programs as well. And what you've seen is no doubt lounges from a customer journey, I think more and more being important, not only in India, but globally as well. Lounges are being an integral part as consumers want experiences, want great spaces to be in while they travel, very much so, both during business and leisure travel. And for that very reason, we see consumers really looking forward to lounge experiences. And you can see that constant trend of improving grander lounge experiences, people really looking forward, whether it's a food experience, whether it could be these is an auditorium in the lounge, a library there, a personal space that one can actually unwind and maybe have a Zoom call in a private space. These areas in a lounge, no doubt you can see that elevation happening. And I think in that mind, coupled with actually, in fact, of India, the higher credit card penetrations that are happening these days, obviously a lot of catch up to do versus other countries, but very much on the trend. So I think all of that coupled, I think lounges tend to be, and we see that as well in our business. People appreciate that. Consumers are keen on that, and we actually strive hopefully to deliver that. And I think with that in mind, we've seen actually the business be very robust on that perspective, as our numbers would show you as well. And it looks to be very much a continuing trend for travel, both in India and I think globally as well, very much.
Okay, and Vikas, coming to you, talk to us a little bit about the industry that you operate in. At what rate is this industry expected to grow, and what could be the growth rate for your company going forward?
So we are in one of the fastest growing aviation market in the world, and that's where India stands. From that perspective, the runway is very large. From that perspective, if you look at it, sheer number of airports that are going to double up in terms of capacity itself is there. There is a huge value unlock which is happening in terms of supply chain. Within the airports, terminals are getting expanded, new terminals are getting built. So there is a vast opportunity within India in terms of the airport space.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time out and telling us about your company and the IPO that's going to open up soon for subscription. Thank you so much.